Hello, my beautiful Scorpio risings. This video is going to be for you when it comes to the new moon in Scorpio and the transits that are happening around that time. So, this is a big moon for you guys since it's transiting your first house. This is the combination of your emotions and your ego. Rose quartz is best to use for you guys during this time and focusing on the heart chakra. The opportunities for you is to use your emotional energy, daring to be different. The goals is to find patience with other people and getting a better understanding of your own emotions and those of others. The affirmation here is, I embrace my heightened sensitivity, using it as a catalyst for creativity and deep connection. So with this moon transiting the first, your emotional sensitivity is heightened, making you more attuned to the nuances of your own feelings and the energies around you. This heightened sensitivity can lead you to take offense easily, resulting in conflicts from small misunderstandings. However, it simultaneously connects you more deeply to your creative impulses and the rhythms of nature and the cosmos. So, how can you use this connection to nature to cultivate inner peace and creativity? Channeling your heightened sensitivity into creative projects would be very rewarding for you, allowing your emotions to guide you toward new ventures that really resonate with your authentic self. This can be a powerful time to initiate something that holds significant potential for your future. So reflect on what creative endeavors you have been longing to explore, whether it's been to go on, a trip around the world, be a good time to put in plans or to figure out how to make that possible. Or even just going to a place you've never been before, or trying a new hobby that you've been meaning to try. How can you take the first step toward actualizing those dreams, even if it's in small steps? You may feel a stronger need to connect with friends and loved ones now, offering emotional support and seeking it in return. However, it's crucial to be mindful of any invisible expectations or strings attached to your emotional generosity. Are you giving with an open heart, or are you unconsciously expecting something in return? So this time calls for deep introspection on the dynamics in your one-on-one relationships. Consider the balance of give and take and whether everyone involved experiences the same joy in the connection. The amplified emotional awareness you experience now can serve as a bridge to deeper understanding and resolution of any lingering issues within your friendships or partnerships. How can you approach things with compassion and clarity? So those are the main themes for you guys having the moon in your first house. But we have other planets in your first house as well. So let's go over those. The sun is transiting in your first, which makes a big impression. That adds a spotlight to all of those themes that I just mentioned. Try not to be too headstrong because the sun does represent the ego. And with the moon in your first, it's already a combination of your emotions and ego. So just really work on patience, I would say. The urge to express yourself more openly during this transit can be a gateway to discovering profound answers about your true aspirations. So channel that energy into reflective brainstorming. You might be asking yourself, if my financial needs were met for life, how would I choose to spend my days? Or If I were free from societal judgment, what would I do differently? And why don't I pursue that now? These contemplative questions can unlock new realms of possibility and set you on a more authentic course. How can you balance self-discovery with empathy and inclusivity towards others? It's a unique phase for you as it transforms and creates an opportunity to grow, not just as an individual, but as a part of a larger interconnected community. And then you have Venus in your first. So Venus transiting the first house, it brings opportunities to have fun, to embrace your enthusiasm. You could find yourself desiring deeper connections. Perhaps you're more willing to make compromises to achieve harmony in some. This is a beautiful period to cultivate self-understanding and compassion. Are you noticing a theme here? However, you may notice a tendency to become less assertive. So it's essential to balance your newfound willingness to compromise with maintaining your boundaries, and you'll probably feel that greatly. Reflect on where you might be giving too much of yourself, and remember that genuine relationships don't require you to lose your sense of self. But I'm not worried about you guys. You guys are pretty good at holding your own. Your natural warmth, well, I don't know about natural warmth. Scorpio rising, are you kidding me? No, I'm just kidding. Your magnetism is very attractive to others during this transit. So it can be a good time to form new connections. Just be mindful, as this increased allure may also attract those who seek to take advantage of your kind nature. So be cautious of that. Trust in your intuition to help you discern the sincere from the self-serving, okay? Cultivate a very calm and centered presence that will help you stay grounded and aware, and allow yourself to navigate social interactions with clarity. There will be a strong desire to make a positive impression on those around you. In these moments, strive to be authentic and let your best qualities shine naturally. Seeking recognition is natural, of course, but ensure it's for your true self and not a facade. Engage in activities that bring you joy, that can enhance your self-expression and help you connect with others on a genuine level. Consider what aspects of yourself you wish to share with the world and let that guide your interactions. It's also a good time to address and resolve any lingering conflicts. With Venus in your first house, you are in an ideal frame of mind to empathize and understand different perspectives. This openness serves as a foundation for meaningful resolution and growth. So ask yourself, how can I view this situation through the eyes of compassion, through the eyes of the other? This question can guide you towards healing and deeper connections. Now let's cover Mercury retrograde. So around this new moon, Mercury is still along the cusp of your sign in Sagittarius, but it is actually retrograded back into your sign by this new moon. So with that, you just got to be cautious, right? We all know with retrogrades, it can get kind of funky, especially when it's concerning your first house of identity and your second house of financial stability, self-worth, your possessions, all those kinds of things. This is going to bring up themes of new ideas, right? You might have moments where you are really just trying to reflect on what you want, where you want to go in life, your goals, and how those dreams and desires can affect your financial stability, because they're both together, right? With the first and the second, it has an effect on your overall self. like the condition of the second house of your resources, like your home, and your what you own, your possessions, it has an effect on your self-worth, right? And so if you don't have that sense of security, it really can wreak havoc on your identity. It would for everybody if you weren't stable. So, but with it retrograde back into the first, it's an invitation to articulate your views and your perspectives, new ideas. Embrace the process of sharing your ideas and understanding that they evolve and grow through dialogue. This interaction brings a richness and depth, making your visions more intricate and inclusive. Conversations with others allow you to gain an outside perspective, which is essential in crafting a well-rounded understanding. So ask yourself, how can you co-create with people who think differently from you? And how can their input shape your vision? Recognize that each dialogue is a step toward a more complex and comprehensive viewpoint. This transit also aligns beautifully with changes in personal appearance. Experimenting with different looks can be a way to explore and express aspects of your identity that have yet to be discovered or shown to the world. Reflect on how the way you represent yourself externally affects your internal experience and interactions with others. Dare to experiment with your appearance and observe the reactions and changes it brings about in your connections. Ultimately, though, Mercury transiting the first is about self-discovery and the courage to articulate your inner world. How can this period enrich your understanding of self? And in what ways can you express this newfound knowledge to foster deeper connections and insights? With it retrograde, I would advise not to do any major things, though, only because retrogrades, as you guys know, there's a saying that if you do stuff on Mercury retrograde or anything permanent, most times, not all times, but most times, it doesn't have the same, you end up not being satisfied with the results. So just be cautious of what you're doing. Don't do anything permanent to your appearance. I would say maybe reflect on what you want to change, and then after the retrograde's over, you can make those changes, right? And it's good to kind of sit down with something before you make anything permanent. That goes for things you do to your appearance, contracts you sign, and things that you say. Is just to be very cautious, period. All right, so let's look at Mars in your second. So with Mars being your second house, be very, 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 very careful of spending too much. You might, okay, so for some of you, there is a high chance that you'll have more of a desire to spend. Just be careful that that you're not spending and buying to cover up like a pain, right? To avoid, because it's like, what is that one saying? It's like some people, they spend money and they're like a shopaholic to cover up deeper emotions or deeper seated pains. And it's kind of a test of your practicalities and your stability financially. The goals is to feel true self-worth, avoiding possessions possessing you. So the affirmation is, I remind myself that my worth is not defined by possessions, but by the growth and wisdom I cultivate through embracing challenges and remaining open to learning. I'm going to say that one more time. I remind myself that my worth is not defined by possessions, but by the growth and wisdom I cultivate through embracing challenges and remaining open to learning. So with Mars being in your second house, you may find your ego intertwined with your possessions. And it's natural to equate your financial standing with your sense of worth, right? Even if your bank account reflects a healthy balance, there might still be an underlying feeling of inadequacy. So reflect on how this belief forms the core of your self perception and question its validity. Remember, your true value transcends material wealth and resides in your intrinsic qualities and unique contributions to the world. The desire to acquire possessions can become particularly strong right now, so leading to impulsive spending sprees aimed at gratifying your ego. Be very cautious of that. When this urge strikes, pause and remind yourself that your identity is not tied to what you possess. Becoming aware of this false association can help prevent your possessions from owning you in return. Consider this moment an invitation to practice mindfulness in your spending, ensuring that each purchase aligns with your deeper values and true needs. Your possessions can indeed serve noble purposes, and investing in items that support your life's work and aspirations can be incredibly beneficial. But learn to differentiate between productive possessions that advance your personal growth or career and indulgent ones that offer momentary pleasure without long-term benefit. By making conscious choices, you empower yourself to navigate this transit with intention and wisdom, turning potential pitfalls into opportunities for growth. This is also a time marked by a heightened sensitivity regarding your opinions and beliefs. So when these are challenged, you might find yourself feeling defensive and prone to arguments. Embrace these moments as opportunities for learning rather than threats to your identity. Your opinions are part of your evolving journey and can be refined through constructive dialogue. So how can you open your heart and mind to growth while maintaining your authentic self? Approach life with curiosity and gratitude for the lessons that come your way. This transit is an opportunity to deepen your self-understanding and compassion, cultivating resilience and inner wealth that far surpasses any material measure. And now for the finale. There is a grand water trine happening with Jupiter retrograde in your ninth house of Cancer and Saturn retrograde in your fifth house of Pisces. There's a story of your beliefs in what you find fun, or maybe the fifth and the ninth house. This could talk about faraway lands or experiences of fun, risk, and pleasure that involve your long distance travels, your beliefs, your higher knowledge. And with that combo to your first, whatever the story is, it has had a great impact on your sense of self, your identity. Saturn and Jupiter are both retrograde, so I feel that most of you guys are going through a very deeply introspective period of a story that's been playing out. And with Neptune retrograde at the anaretic degree, closing out a long Neptune cycle in your fifth house, a lesson of Neptune, boundaries, blurred lines when it comes to your house of fun, risk, pleasure, and long distance travel, faraway lands, maybe someone at a distance, even, right? Something that has had a profound effect on your belief system, on the way you view things. This could even involve a mentor, somebody that you looked up to, um, someone that you viewed as spiritual in a way, or someone that maybe not just one person, but maybe an experience where it has had such a profound effect on your spirituality, your sense of spirituality, especially with the North Node, collective North Node in your fifth house of Pisces. This is marking the closure of a grand story that played out for you. Those are some very deep planets involved. Yeah. This could concern even your children. If you have kids, there could be an experience, a spiritual experience that you have gone through with your children in regards to travels, in regards to spirituality, that has had an impact on your sense of self. But it played a significant role in your evolution. Uranus retrograde in your seventh at the anaretic degree as well. It's your one-on-ones. So whether it is your one-on-one relationship to your kids on a deep, intimate level, maybe has tested your spirit, tested your spiritual endurance with a story that was playing out through your kids, or tested your spiritual endurance with a relationship, a soul bond, a soul tie that you had or still have. It could be that so much has escalated to a point where you are nearing the end of that very difficult phase, getting closer to a choice point of what you want to do after. So reviewing, a lot of heavy review on the spiritual meanings behind things, how it's affected you within your very soul, and how it has changed you as a person as a result. That's the main theme here, Scorpio. The things I would reflect on is how these dynamics provided you with the space to grow. Reflect on the last time you allowed yourself to truly express your individuality within your relationships. You might find that relationships that no longer serve your journey towards self-actualization may undergo significant upheavals if it hasn't already. It's crucial to approach these potential disruptions with a spirit of curiosity and compassion, asking yourself whether these relationships offer genuine growth or if they stifle your authentic self. Reflect on the last time you allowed yourself to truly express your individuality within your relationships. Because through the process of Uranus going through your seventh, that really, really electrified your one-on-one dynamics. That seeked freedom, seeked revolution and change. Your soul signed up for it. Especially with the nature of Uranus challenging the status quo, whatever connection this is referring to, it probably manifested in lots of sudden changes and unexpected events that really shook the foundations of you, or things that happened throughout the process of a relationship that you've been in, have constantly been shaking up or felt unsettled. But within that unsettling phase, it has also given you the invitation. It gave you the ability to reassess and rejuvenate yourself, to where you were forced to consider exploring new ways to communicate and interact with others, embracing unconventional methods that reflect your evolving needs and desires. So at the end of this, as the Uranus story closes out, the Neptunian story closes out, it's a time to foster honest dialogue around what each person wants from the relationship and how you can meet each other's needs while preserving individuality. So the ones that are important to you, you're truly reassessing your relationships. So dive deeply within. Which ones do you want to keep around? Which ones are most important to you? And why are they important to you? What innovative forms of connection can you imagine bringing vitality back into your shared life within these connections? Even in harmonious relationships, Uranus transit would always suggest that necessity for adjustments that honor both partners' independence, because that is the epitome of Uranus. Uranus will not settle for confinement. Uranus liberates. Uranus is ruled The modern ruler is Aquarius, and Pluto is in Aquarius right now. No matter what, there is going to be a major change. You might explore how to balance intimacy with your freedom, ensuring that neither one feels trapped or stifled. Experiment with giving each other space to pursue personal interests and passions, which can in turn enrich your connection. It's more unconventional, but everybody has a right to live the way they want, right? It's all about learning how to keep your sense of individuality without taking things personal when things don't go in the way that you intend. And if something's very important to you, then you will do whatever it takes to make it work, right? But not at the sacrifice of yourself. You have to be honest with yourself as well. And that is the most difficult part is making sure you establish what you're really okay with and what you're not okay with. How much are you willing to compromise in certain things? And what is doable, what's not doable? Reflect on your boundaries, ensure that they are flexible enough to allow growth, yet solid enough to provide that security, to provide that energy of evolution that actually supports you. Are there aspects of your relationships that you've been holding on to that no longer serve your higher purpose? And if so, how can you gently release them with love? And this is a side note, but for those into polyamorous or alternative relationship structures, which are considered unconventional relationships, right? This transit can shine a light on the importance of clear agreements and fluid negotiation of boundaries. Uranus encourages you to embrace diversity and innovation, making it a very powerful time to reconsider the dynamics that are at play. Open and honest communication is imperative to navigate these shifts gracefully. So, introspection is vital. What new frameworks can you establish that honor the uniqueness of each connection while fostering a supportive and interconnected network of love? Moreover, this period invites a deeper look into your own relationship patterns, right? This is what we're closing out here until it's going to be going into your eighth house. And that's where you really get the sporadic, deep transformations happening. And it's quite sudden. Not to scare you, but it will be good for your growth. It's going to help you dismantle like old paradigms that were left over from the seventh house transit. But really, Uranus transiting through your seventh house for the last 7 years has been teaching you about your relationship patterns and what themes keep reoccurring so that you can liberate yourself out of those outdated beliefs and embrace a more expansive understanding of real love and real connection. Well, that's what I have for you, Scorpio risings. I hope that you acquired much knowledge from this video, that it has helped you to get a better understanding of the energetic influences and gravitational pulls at play in your life during this time. And I hope you have a wonderful new moon. Until the next time, take care of yourselves.